Hi friends, welcome to TradeQuest Weekly Trading Trends from Traders Hut. I am Raju Angadi Vishwanth here, a certified financial technician and a SEBi registered research analyst and a founder of Traders Hut with more than a decade of experience in trading and researching in financial markets. So come let us have a sneak into the weekly trade setups for the third week of December 2020. So let us start with a brief recap how the equities as well as commodities paired for the week. Nifty gained around 255 points, closing at all-time highs around 13,500 odd zones, while the Bank Nifty gained modestly 552 points, closed above the 30,000 mark, around 30,604 zones for the week. The other indices, which were the major gainers, which outperformed the broader indices, Nifty as well as Bank Nifty, were FMCG, which gained big, with reality and media also gained strongly in between 4 to 6%, while the energy gained somewhere around 2%, outperformed, while the IT, infra, mid and small cap indices gained in line with the Nifty with 1.52% gains. Even autos, pharmas, metals were subdued to flattish for the week, took a pause in the rally. So that's a brief of the sectorial indices, how the week paired, while the coming to the commodities front, gold lost 0.31%, while silver lost 0.12%. Both precious metals closed almost flat for the week. Crude oil gained 32 points. A modest gains were seen in the crude as well. So that's about the brief recap how the week 2 for the December 2020 paired. Now let us have a sneak into the equities weekly trends. Nifty gained around 1.93%, 255 points, formed a mild bullish candle on the weekly charts. The OI data hints with the call side OI base built around 13,500 to 13,600, and even on rise 13,700 can be seen. But while 13,500 and 600 holds to be the major hurdle, as per the OI data, while the put side open interest 13,500 is a good base. If that is decisively broken, we can see 13,300 zones where the next highest OI base is built for the weekly expiry. So that's about the Nifty OI base. Now let us have a sneak into the trends for the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty gained 552 points, 1.84%, formed a bullish candlestick pattern on weekly charts with OI base shifting higher. The call side open interest built around 31,000 and 31,500, while the put side open interest built around 30,000 and 30,500. So 30,000 would be the crucial base for the Bank Nifty. As we have discussed the OI base, now let us sneak into the chartical setups going ahead. Before that, India VIX gained 4.23%, formed a bullish hammer kind of a candlestick pattern. Still, there is some indecisiveness on the either side, momentum gaining forward as we have seen a stellar rally of more than 80% in the equities indices from the pandemic lows. Now, either a distribution or a consolidation might happen, which can be witnessed, but some stability in the markets as we have seen due to the cooling off of the VIX and the OI data with a stable positive markets is hinted. So that's a brief on equities weekly trends. Now let us have a sneak into the equities forthcoming week's trade setups. So starting with the Nifty chartical analysis, Nifty formed a long leg doji on the final day of the second week of December 2020 on the Friday's closing session, which hints 13,580 to 620 could be a major hurdle for the Nifty. On the upside could be capped with 13,580 to 630 zones could act as a resistance, while 13,464 and 13,414 holds to be the important support. So that 200 250 points range can be the short term range. If the range expansion happens on the either side, if let us assume the range expansion happens on the upside, we can see Nifty inching towards 13,804, 13,974 zones, which are the next levels to watch out on the upside. While if we break the 13,414 levels, Nifty can test 13,313, 13,280 and 13,230 levels. Broadly 13,300 to 200 levels can be seen in the Nifty, which can be witnessed if 13,460 and 13,400 414 decisively broken. So use the levels accordingly to establish the trade setups. Trade objectively as we are near the higher end of the channel. If more momentum gains, we can inch near towards 14,000 zones. So that's about the Nifty analysis for the week. Coming to the Bank Nifty analysis, Bank Nifty is quite resilient still. It would be a buy on dips for the banks. We expect the banks to move on a positive terrain. Banking index, particularly PSU banks, also gaining the traction now. Bank Nifty until 30,200 to 30,400 holds. One can buy the dips for the targets of 31,500 and 32,000 load zones for the short term, and 33,500 to 34,000 for the near term. While 30,100 to 200 is an important base, 29,800 and 29,600 can be the trend reversal points. 30,900 once crossed, the momentum can gain further. With 30,600 as a stop loss, one can again initiate the longs for 31,500 and 32,000 zones in the Bank Nifty. So that's about the chartical analysis of the Bank Nifty. Now let us have a sneak into the stock watch. Stocks, PSU banks have been strong. Some stellar rally is seen even in the cash PSU stocks like Indian Bank, Bank of India. Can now some traction is gaining in Bank of Baroda. Even PNB can test 47 to 50, 52. Public sector stocks all are gaining, like ONGC has crossed above 100, NMDC is, while NTPCs, all these stocks which have been on a secular bear trend from past 15-20 years have been gaining now, with REC, PFC, Coal India. So majority of the PSUs are in a positive trend. They could be a buy on dips with a good positive traction going ahead. Well, apart from PSUs, there can be some buy on dips on the X side, which can cross through 200 and hit 220 levels. 180, 185 is a good base for the X side. ICICI Bank, as we have been narrating, from 460, 470 zones, now 485, 490, 510 it is trading around. So stock can test 540 to 560 zones going ahead. Hindustan Unilever can touch all-time highs 2,600 as a targets. uh, we have been initiating the longs from the past week around 2000 to 180 2200 zone stock. Is still got a potential, while Larsen S Turbo is another stock 1180 to 1200, and one can buy with a stop of 1160 for targets of 1260 and 1300 plus zones. So these are the stocks where some significant long buildup is seen. Some profit taking was seen in autos, as well as pharma is sideways consolidation happening. So range bound action. So on a confirmation, one can trade on the short side, but we advise still to short on an intraday basis, as there is no confirmation of the clear shorts. So that's about the brief stock watch, and also on the equity trade setups for the week 3 December 2020. There is a small brief ad before getting into the commodities trade setups for the week. If you would like to become a professional trader and get advice from a SEBi registered research analyst, join our trading room for equities and commodities trade setups from a SEBi registered research analyst, myself, our allied traders community, to learn, earn, and prosper. For more details, you can contact us on 78291 55900, or can mail us on traderset@gmail.com. Please feel free to visit us on tradingview.today. So, what are you waiting for? Kickstart your journey to become a successful trader. Get the best advice from a SEBi registered research analyst. If you would like to become a master day trader and learn with us, grab your first free video on traderset.com/opt-in. Start your journey and become a master day trader. Learn the elite index Nifty Bank Nifty trading strategies with us and master your trading to earn consistent income and march towards your financial freedom. So that's about a brief ad. Now let us come back to the session with the commodities weekly trends. Gold gained merely 150 points, around 0.31%, closed at 49,200 odd zones, forming a shooting star kind of a candlestick pattern on weekly charts, while the silver lost 78 points, formed a doji candlestick pattern on weekly charts. Crude gained 32 points, just a tad below 1%, forming a spinning candle on weekly charts, closed around 3439 zones. Now let us deduce the trade setups for the commodities for the forthcoming week with the chart setups. Coming to the gold. Gold is facing a hurdle around 49,900, 49,800 to 50,200 zones, which is a key moving average as well. While 49,500 above, 550 above, we can gain traction towards 49,900 and 50,200. On the downside, we are facing a support near 48,800 and 48,400 band. Until that is held on, one can buy the dips and trade the range bound market in the gold. So that would be the trade setup for the gold. While coming to the silver 62,600, 62,300 remains to be the key support. Below that 61,700 and 61,100 becomes active. So watch out 62,600, 650 zones and 62,300 zones as important zones on the downside, while on the upside 64,100, 64,500 and 65,000 levels to act as a stiff resistance for the silver. So that's about the chartical analysis for the silver. Watch the levels this week. It can be again a range bound session. While coming to the crude oil, gradual increase and the positive trend is still witnessed. Crude is holding the 3,200, 3,350 mark. So broadly 3,360 and 3,280 are the important supports. Above that 3,390 is one minor short term support which is for the crude oil. Till those levels are held on, it's a buy on dips. Upside we are facing a hurdle near 3,540 and above that we can see 3,700 zones in the crude oil. Gradually we can inch higher as the channel targets also hint to test those levels before any correction or any exhaustion might set in. So that's a brief of the crude oil as well as the commodities analysis for the week 3 December 2020. And also that's it on a trade quest weekly trading trends from traderset. Thank you everyone. Have a happy and prosperous trading week ahead.